following video is not recommended for younger audiences. Explicit language, adult themes, consumption of alcohol, and scenes of violence may occur during the content you're about to view. Opinions portrayed in this program do not directly represent the opinions of Nomad Airsoft and/or all other sponsors. Only the opinions of parties partaking in the filming are being portrayed. Thanks for watching, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. What is going on, guys? We're back. Feels kind of weird to be in here cracking beers, talking to this camera, not even telling anybody. But it feels fucking good. Glad to be back. Sorry out there for everyone that was regularly listening to the podcast or listening to them sporadically. Life got in the way, but I'm here. I'm cracking beers. And let's talk about some shit. Thanks again, guys, for joining me. Thanks for coming back to the Nomad Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mitch. First things first, though. So who on here listening doesn't know that I'm Command for Daybreak yet? How crazy is it to think that that is literally a week away? I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a blast, okay? It was a little bit last minute for me to take over Command, but had over a month or just under a month to create planning. My PLs and my squad leads, everything like that, have been more than fantastic with helping me plan for this event. Really taking a lot of that stress of such a short period of time away. I'm going in with Carly, my 2IC. Some of you might know her as Valkyrie, recently the Zookeeper, since I took on the Rhino persona. That's just an interesting day. For anyone that knows the Narco State Nomad Party story, that's where the Rhino came from, and if you don't, I'm sure you'll hear about it sometime. But and then on top of that, I also have Brian Flavel as my RTO, who's very, very experienced airsoft and military player. Not a military player. You get it. He's coming in as my RTO, really stepping into more of almost a 2IC role. He's really helping with a lot of the lead things. So that's the whole thing, is really just making it super easy. I'm not super excited about my opponent. My opponent of the day will be Jamie Nardak, and I just know that guy's got some balls as a commander. I've played under him, and I don't think I've played against him, actually. But I have played under him. I've had him as a platoon lead, and I'm excited. It's going to be fun, but I know that there are some reasons for me to be a little bit nervous just from the experience that he has coming at me. Some of you guys probably wondering, what are some of my experiences as commanding? Why did I get chosen? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't have any experience commanding in the past, but what I do have is being not the leader of Nomad. We're a very democratic group, but it's being kind of like the driving force, the personality behind the team, if you will, kind of a little bit of the face. And when it came down to squad leads and stuff like that, that's a role that I would primarily take, helping with organization of the team. Although a lot of the organization always came down to the girls. Oracle, in particular, he really made all of that far more easier for me. And even on this, I've been having to Force Recon needs Excel sheets, and I have no clue how to use an Excel sheet, so that was all Oracle too. So if anybody ever got any sort of Excel or paperwork from me, you have her to thank. But at the actual event, I'm really going to be doing my best to be a motivational factor there for the game. Coming into it as I just hit my microphone. Coming into it as my first command at a fairly big game. It's not the same size as, say, a Nightfall, but it is really getting in that zone. My goal is just going to be motivate my players. I'm not going to try and come in with some fancy plans. Maybe I'm just telling you that in case enemies listening. Who knows? But I'm really going to be just out there trying to do my best to be the motivator that I am for my own team, and I'm going to take that experience and try and put it towards 100 other people, and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I just really hope that everyone on my side has fun and isn't put down, or their takeaway from the event isn't that command was shitty, because I've played a lot of games where the only downside about a game was the command I had. So that's that, guys. Anybody out there playing on my side, throwing out some names. We got the Widowmakers, we got 2 Aegis squads, we got 2 Mars squads, we have Raven squad. Great guys that Nomad actually got to play with at Nightfall. How could I forget? Also Nomad. I have Nomad underneath me as well. Who else? There's Blackjack, another team from Niagara. So there's actually 3 Niagara teams all together. And then, I don't know how I almost forgot that one. It's our boys Crywolf. The guys over at Crywolf are going to be there helping us. And there's one more. They didn't have an official team name. I think they ended up going with Caesar's Ghost. A couple players I don't personally know, but everyone in our whole side has been super helpful with organization, getting in contact with everybody. So it's going to be good. I'm really I can be pretty assured that Jamie's over there looking at the roster of who's on whose side, and he knows there's going to be a fight coming his way. Unfortunately, we do have to go up against NPAC, and that's just a reason to drink. No one wants to play against NPAC. That's just a bad day for anyone. And it turns out that our CPs can be attacked, so I'm sure I'll get to see those boys at some point. So take it easy on me, boys. So you're wondering where I've been. I've gotten multiple messages asking where the podcast go, what's going on with that, and that's why I was pretty verbal to post. Hey, it's a semi-weekly, almost somewhat podcast, but it is something that I am going to be getting back into, hopefully weekly. And I really wanted to get one out right before daybreak, because I just want to remind people that I'm still on YouTube. I'm just been quite busy between some actual. Is this microphone picking up that bird outside? That is an angry fucking bird. Just ignore it. Ignore that bird. Aside from some legitimate real life work related things, I had one of my best friend's weddings. Ended up being in the wedding party. That was huge. That took away from my pretend YouTube stuff. Also, the amount of betas for video games that have been coming out this month. You had the Call of Duty beta, and then you had, more importantly for me, Ghost Recon Breakpoint beta. And for those of you guys that didn't play it, you gotta check out this clip.
Hello, Ghost and Xbox fans. I'm John Bernthal. I play Cole Walker in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We're putting the finishing touches on Aurora, so feel free to download the beta from September 26th to September 29th. Hope you enjoy. See you there, Ghosts.
Now that is sexy. Got the Punisher himself right there getting into video games. Really good to see that, actually. Wasn't a big fan of him in Walking Dead. Well, actually, I guess it was. I guess it kind of was, but also wasn't. And then when I heard he was going to be Punisher, I was kind of upset, because he was not like a big dude. I was really expecting Punisher to be like this big, bulking Frank Castle motherfucker, and he wasn't. But then he played the show, and it's one of my favorite shows ever. So good on you, buddy. But yeah, that's been really taken away from my time. The gameplay of that game is flawless. I'll tell you one thing though, it does run a lot better on a console. It's noticeably better on a controller compared to mouse and keyboard, which is kind of a lot different. I do prefer my PC, but it is a game that I'll be buying on the Xbox. I already have it on the PC, unfortunately. I already pre-ordered that on there before I played the beta, so that's what betas are for. But yeah, I can just tell you, if you liked Wildlands and you liked anything about Wildlands at all, this game is all of those things except better. There's nothing about the game that I played that isn't a step in the right direction, from character customization to PvP to how you get guns. It's really, you're going to love the experience, and that's all I can tell for you. So that's what I've been doing. But speaking of the Punisher Kill Crew, this is the comic of the week. It was actually from watching that game trailer and playing some Ghost Recon that I thought I'd rekindle my love for the Punisher. Getting into issue number 1 of Punisher Kill Crew. Basically, it's Punisher stuff. Gets a little outworldly, fighting some frost giants. He's basically out for revenge, like the Punisher literally always is. But it's some good Punisher action. And if you're looking to jump on comics anywhere, issue number 1, Punisher Kill Crew, written by Gary Duggan. Duggan. I was so right. Go with your instinct. That'd be a great way to hop on. I've seen some things on Instagram lately. You've seen I've been posting a lot of things powered by Black Cell, sponsored by Black Cell. What does that mean? Well, they've already officially posted I am going to be a brand ambassador for them. For anybody that doesn't know who Black Cell is, they're a promotions airsoft business. They also have a team as well. They play crazy games. All their guys just went up to Quebec to play in that. I don't even know what the building is. I'll have to find that information for you. But they're a very active team. They're not just like a lot of teams, once they start running games, kind of get out of playing or just become a business or something like that. But no, these guys are still out there playing, still understanding what it takes to get out there on the field, making them very understandable sponsors. I was in contact with them when we were working some things out. Everything's still kind of up in the air, but working out with them, my busy fucking schedule right now, telling them my content's going to be severely lacking in the next 2 to 3 weeks to a month and or years. I don't know. I didn't know at the time. But they were very supportive. Kind of just said, hey, you take your time, you do you. And that is why I'm so happy to announce that pretty much everything I do from now on is going to be powered by Black Cell. And that's not because they're asking me to plug them into everything I'm doing. It's because I really appreciate what they're doing for the community. There's a little clip that I'm going to show you from their game. Not from their game, but for a prop for their game coming up, Dark Zone, on November 5th, I believe, or November 2nd. One of those two. If you're watching this, you probably already know. I believe it's November 2nd, actually. But just the amount of effort that the Black Cell guys are putting into running different styles of games, putting in things. The problem I'm about to show you is incredible. I've never really seen something like it. I've seen like the idea of it done, and what it is some sort of missile launch system. Your basic, like most games have like an artillery or a little mortar you set up, and it's good. The game's still there, but you can really tell the effort that these guys are putting in. So without taking too much away with it, without spoiling it, here's Matt over at Black Cell showing you guys some of the new products they're doing.
Today we have a rough draft of the guidance missile prop system. So on the field there will be a launch bay over here. Then there will be 2 parts of the missile front and back. Then there will be a power core. Then there's a guidance system. Then, depending on your faction, if you're a White Rhino, you're looking for the Shy-Tac payload. If you're LB, you'll be looking for the Dirty Bomb payload, which is red. So, first, you would find your back of your missile and you would put in your payload, depending on which your payload is. Once you put your payload in, you now put your top of your missile on, and it just slides in and locks in, like so. Then you would add your power core to the back, and it just slides in and locks in. And now you have a complete missile with a payload. Then you would insert it into your missile platform. There's a little red clip that goes down. So when you slide it in, the clip hooks on the front of the launcher, holding the missile at the right angle for the guidance system to launch. So inside the guidance box is the controls, and once you insert it, you click the timer for 30 minutes, and now the missile is active. It will take 30 minutes to lock onto its target, and when it does so and goes out, you have completed firing one of your missiles. And that is how the missile system works.
That's sexy. That is really sexy. I can't say I've ever played a game that had something like that incorporated, so I'm really excited to play that. And for anyone that doesn't know, I'm also the commander of the White Rhinos. I was lucky enough to be approached by Matt before we started really working on the brand ambassador stuff. I was a player in sport that they really wanted to get behind, asked me to command that game, and not only that, gave me a 30-man roster that I basically got to hand pick, and we get some fun objectives out there. If you head over to the Black Cell page, I'll put a link to that in the comment section down below. You gotta check this game out. It's three different factions, I believe, fighting against each other, and it's gonna be chaos for the most part. I think it's gonna be different. It's very loosely based on the Division games, so there's gonna be, radiation zones. Your factions are roughly based on the factions that are in those games. And they're just bringing some new shit to airsoft, which is good to see, because last year was a little bit dry on milsims for me. There was nothing that jumped out completely. And then this year you got so many guys changing up new things. You got the makers of Nightfall, Force Recon, running Daybreak and Berry Paintball, changing it up, trying different things instead of just having that one Nightfall game. This was the first year I made it out to Jody Legacy's Icebreaker. I had an amazing time. Narco State, well, you guys know I had an amazing time there. That's how I became the Rhino. I got drunk and naked. Not during game. Before game. Way better. Way better than after game, too. But anyways, guys, so just keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for these games. And remember, if you guys ever want to get onto the podcast, you're more than welcome to. Just come on down. Had a little bit of a hard time doing the video chat ones. The audio quality and stuff just isn't there. But if anybody ever wants to just come on down, have some beers in here and shoot the shit, then you are more than welcome. I also have to I've been kind of shitty. Caleb Candu, my buddy there, he wants to get on, and I've been so sporadic at recording these things that it's almost impossible to get him over here. He does live right up the road, and I'm pretty sure I didn't even tell him I'm recording this one, so yeah. But Candu taking over as squad lead for the Nomad squad. kind of really cool, actually. It's good that we have the amount of people on our team that are ready to stand up and take a squad lead position. Before, it was Eric Picard, a very returning member of this podcast, usually the tech side guy. He murdered it at Narco, won an award for his great great squad leading. Caleb now stepping up, taking his first time really squad leading at an event with us. And the shitty part is about it, not saying they won't blow it out of the water, but unless the Nomad crew does really, really far better than anyone else, I don't think morally I can give them squad of the battle. I think that, send some comments and let me know what you guys think. But I personally think that it would just be, I don't know, looked down upon if I was to give my own squad the squad of the battle. So they know they got squad of the battle in my heart. But let me know what you guys think about that. We still got a week until the game. I plan to post this probably Tuesday, September 1st. October 1st? October 1st. Fuck, it's October 1st already. So kind of maybe let me know what you guys think about that. And let me know if they do well, if I should give them squad of the battle. But that being said, there's already a couple squads that are helping out with planning and stuff like that I can already tell it's going to be a very tight race to see who's the best out there. I mean, all the teams that are on my side are great guys. It's going to be a tough one, and I'm really hoping you guys message me back and be like, no, it would be totally okay if you give your own squad of the battle, because then I get squad of the battle because I'm on their team. But really hoping to I hate to say it, but I'm really hoping to win too. As much as I'm there for fun, I'm there for everything. I really want to show that I kind of can put in that effort to win these games and lead some people to victory. I'd love to see that happen. I'd really like to just walk over, give Jamie that handshake, and say, maybe next time, buddy. I'd really like to give him that little pat on the back. Now, if it's going to happen like that, who knows? The field itself is very small. I think from some of the locals that I've talked to and stuff like that, they seem to believe that the field's going to have a hard time supporting the amount of players playing on it, but that's not a bad thing. It's something different. What Force Recon's going for here is a very different experience. So, you know what? Even if the game itself goes a little haywire or anything like that, it's going to be fun. It's going to be different, and I'm commanding. So I'm going to have fun no matter what. I have to. I can't sit around and be a pout as a command. But just thanks to all you guys that are out there in our chats and everything like that saying, oh, fucking good job, Mitch, for getting out there, getting into command. The other thing, too, on that is a lot of people that run games are looking for commanders all the time. So if you're to message any game host or a field and say, hey, I'm looking to get into command positions, that would take a lot of load off onto, it would take a load off of game runners, because I know before I got personally asked, the position for the TAN command for Daybreak was open for a couple weeks, I'm going to say. And it wasn't necessarily that they were like, hey, we need to get Mitch to do this instead. It was that there really wasn't anybody that was jumping out to do it. At the time, I didn't really want to do it, but I did want to support my friends over at Force Recon. But now that I've kind of got more into it, stuff like that, I love the opportunity, love what it kind of allows me to do a little bit more promotion, let's say. Allows me to get the podcast out there a little bit better. Working hard for my boys at Nomad, working hard for my boys at Black Cell. I keep hitting this fucking table. One last thing. This little unit, Colin and Aaron Brink over at Niagara Quartermaster have been amazing guys. Anytime that I've ever needed literally anything, they're there. Carly needed a gun for next week. didn't. Between hers going down, not having HPA, we're looking new. They went and had whipped me up this little beauty. It's so small, but it's just, I don't have iPro on. There's no mag. There's no air. Okay. We're all good. Okay. I'm gonna shoulder it. And this little beaut, it's so small, it's so nice. It's literally the size of my. This doesn't go back, but sorry, it's like the size of my forearm. I love it. So I just wanted to take a second to say huge shout out to those guys. For those of you that don't know, Colin and Aaron Brink are the tech of Niagara Quartermaster. That's Colin. And the front room manager is Aaron Brink. He really running the sales there all the time. Great customer service skills. So if you guys are in the Niagara region looking to pick something up, make sure to get in there. Check those out. Say hey for me. Say hey, I saw a video, Mitch, talking sweet shit about you guys. So I'm sure they'll appreciate that. But thanks again, boys. Thanks for really looking out for Carly on that one. I also had my gun built by Colin Brink because he is the best. He's the best. I think. I've never used another tech, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes, he's the best. But anyways, guys, so this is another just short little podcast doing here. Going for, I know a lot of the times on the other ones, we were kind of having some drop-off rates between that like half-hour mark, like 20 to a half-hour mark, so I'm going to try and make this one a lot shorter. Quick little talk, see what's up. Go ahead and send in any comments, questions you guys want to see in these shows. The only way to really keep this going is if there's something you want me to get on here and talk about. Next week's will obviously be on the events of Daybreak. The month later, we'll have Dark Zone can talk about that. I really want to start doing more things on comics, video games, stuff like that. And kind of just make it like an all-around show, an all-around stuff, instead of just airsoft. I do want to talk about mainly airsoft stuff. But like some people have pointed out, is there really is only so much you can talk about, especially talk about by yourself. It's, well, it's not exactly easy. It is for me, because I'm very narcissistic, but I'm very modest about it. But anyways, guys, have a great fucking day. Thanks for joining me.